You're here for a purpose and you have an important destiny to fulfill. This June 2021, you are going to be reminded of something very special, very important, and very specific about your spiritual journey, about yourself, about the path that you are on. By the time you get to the last part of June 2021, this is most certainly going to be playing an important role, not only when it comes to the actual month of June, but when it comes to the rest of the year. This in itself is going to be super significant when it comes to you taking the next step, but also most importantly, when it comes to your confidence, when it comes to the process of transformation, which is going to begin and start roughly at around the mid-June 2021, and also by the time the actual end of the month happens and manifests, you are going to be able to see where exactly you need to make an important adjustment. On the one hand, you will make a quite powerful and quite significant decision, but on another hand, in order to go forward, in order to make the next steps in your life and to take the next steps in your life, you need to make a certain adjustment. Okay, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Libra, and it's for June 2021. So this monthly horoscope tarot card forecast is for you, my gorgeous Libra, and it's for June 2021. And of course that this is going to be quite important months, because as I said, it's all going to be about your personal development, but at the same time, about you basically just making a quiet, powerful adjustment. When it comes to the actual numerology, my gorgeous Libra, your number is number 930. 930, it's a very powerful number, and it's most certainly to do with your own devotion, and it's to do with those parts of your life that you need to pay attention to, in particular when it comes to a projecting more energy towards. What do you need to pay attention to? But when it comes to your process, when it comes to your progress, what you should be devoted to, which specific goals do you need to kind of put a more attention towards? This is very important to mention, because at the same time, you are gonna do something very successful. You're gonna start some kind of process when it comes to all these changes and adjustments that I've already said and mentioned, and it's most certainly going to lead towards something very important and something quite big. You are going to start a powerful progress, my gorgeous Libra, this month, and the second part of that progress is actually going to take place in September and October 2021, but this is going to lead towards your life changing, but most certainly towards you doing the right things, taking the right steps in order to achieve not only the actual success in your life and excitement, but also, to kind of, you're going to find yourself. You're going to find something very specific about yourself. The certain part that was missing is also at the same time going to become quite obvious. This is brilliant because it is going to lead towards your own victory and stability later on. So it's also at the same time, my Lord, keep your eyes open every single time when you feel like a little bit weird, or when you feel like a little bit strange, or when you feel like a little bit unusual. This is all the sign that you are part of the different dimension. But at the same time, it's about your subconscious mind that's expanding itself to a rather powerful dimension, to the actual rather powerful level, which in return helps you to understand things and to connect to those things in your life that you wouldn't normally be able to understand. So it's quite important to pay attention to things around you, and also at the same time to pay attention to your ideas. And something is going to be just keep on repeating in your head, like constantly, like if something is missing, in your life. And what is missing in your life is going to be quite obvious and evident this month. And this is nothing unusual. Just remember what I said, that you're going to have the necessary confidence. When I mentioned the confidence before, I said confidence, transformation, and like an adjustment, like in a form of a travel. But this travel travel is like very symbolical, like in the spiritual terms, because it's all to do with you kind of, you know, moving on with your life, but at the same time making the necessary adjustment, because it's going to be very much so relevant in order to increase your personal energy, which is in return only going to kind of increase your level of like kind of achievement. So you will be able to kind of like find this rather beneficial, because karmically you are going to cut off those parts of your life that are no longer serving you, and now they're just draining, and they just need from you to notice it, you know, to pay attention to it. And then once you do it, then you are reaching a very kind of powerful part of your spiritual journey, exactly what you need to do. So this month is going to give you like a really kind of chance in order to kind of make this spiritual shortcut in your life. But in order to make like the most of it, what you just need to do is basically just pay attention to your ideas in general, but then again one particular specific thing is just going to be keep on bouncing back and bouncing back and bouncing back until you notice it, you know. And it's just going to happen in a very strange and bizarre way, because it's like you know, sometimes we just have to kind of work a little bit more, like we have to like kind of dig a little bit deeper, you know. We have to like kind of inspect the situation around us, in particular when we are kind of like constantly focusing on the same things. I'm not saying that you're constantly focusing on the same things, but I'm just saying that this particular thing that I'm talking about, this thought that it's going to keep on coming back to you throughout the June, it's not something that just came to your mind like yesterday or day before or like a week before. No, no, no. It's like pretty much so it was on your mind for a while, and this is why I just need you like to kind of like dig a little bit deeper, and at the same time just be as open-minded as you possibly can. Look at this, my gorgeous Libra. I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards. I just had a feeling that I need to do this right now in order to show you how important this is going to be when it comes to this month, because it's not only like, oh yeah, you know, it's quite significant and high up when it comes to your spiritual unfoldment, but you know, it's just what is going to come out of it. You know, it's not even only about June anymore. It's about what are you actually going to start, you know, the progress and the process that you're going to start, you know, whether you're like kind of like looking for work, or whether you're trying to kind of change your life in a form of like a maybe a longing for like a certain promotion, maybe, you know, if you're retired, you know, it really depends what the next step in your life is going to be, because this month a lot is going to change. Just remember, because it looks like, my lord, you know, like that, like the confidence part, you know, the confidence thing was playing a big role in your life, because you didn't want to step through, you didn't want to step forward. So I think it's going to be quite evident and obvious when you feel quite relevant and significant confidence in order like to do something that you weren't kind of feel the confidence before. You see this? Absolutely remarkable. This is a big mama that I'm actually talking about. It's about the inspiration, but this is not just any inspiration. This is a powerful inspiration. I say that you're going to be reminded exactly, you know, what you are here for. Every single one of us is on spiritual journey. We are all sharing the same spiritual journey, but then our spiritual journeys are, you know, as much as they're the same, they're completely different as well, because it depends on our own karma. What I was saying when I started this reading, I said that you are here for a purpose and you have an important destiny to fulfill. It's just going to come in the form of an inspiration, and this is why it's just so important to not to kind of ignore things, to not to think, oh yeah, I'm just going to do this next month, or I'm going to like kind of maybe try to do this like, you know, in a couple of months. No, baby, no. Most certainly now it's the time to kind of pay attention to this inspiration that I'm talking about, because this is strictly connected to your spiritual journey. It's deep, it's powerful, it's important, it's significant, and lots of things that didn't make sense to you so far are now going to make sense. You know, there are certain things that are kind of evident that have been slowing you down because of the like a little bit of darkness and negativity around your life over the last 24 months, indeed. But now this is also going to be crucial to bring you that necessary balance in order just to get this powerful strength, you know, to pay attention to your own journey without ignoring things that are happening around you. This is very important. So this is, you see what I mean? It's the inspiration. You're most certainly going to be reminded, you know, of your destiny to fulfill. feel. So it's not going to be just, oh yeah, you know, you're going to feel very, very strongly about a certain part of your life and just jumping in, just going through, going forward. Some of you will want to kind of like make like a huge adjustment and just kind of make a huge massive change, and some of you are just going to kind of feel like that you want to just pay attention to the necessary adjustments. Whatever you do, you're using the power of this energy that this month is going to bring. So it's a fantastic month when it comes to the actual negotiation, because there is a very powerful negotiation that you're also going to have. Don't forget about that. 930 in numerology, when it comes to the month of September, it's a very powerful number, in particular when it comes to you, because that negotiation, it's also going to be life-changing. Whether you realize this or not, it's going to be like, oh my Lord, you know, a very victorious moment in time. Things are going to work in your favor like there is no tomorrow, but also it's a double whammy again. If there is a negotiation that you're going to be part of, and this is pretty much so a very relevant and very strong part of your journey that you need to pay attention to, you know. At the same time, you just need to know that if there is any negotiation that you want to make, that you want to do, most certainly now it's going to be the time to actually go forward, because it's going to work in your favor, because you will go with this wonderful flow, with this wonderful energy, which is only kind of going to bring you much higher. And then when you go much further, you're able to get like so many things around you, you know, you see so much more about the picture in your life. On another hand, 930, it's also very significant information you will get, and this in itself is going to be also quite good, because this information that you are going to get, it's something that you have been waiting for, something that you have been kind of waiting for, and it has been a while. And this in itself is going to be superb, because you will know that the things are going to slowly start moving on, slowly start moving forward. And this in itself is remarkable, because it's almost immediately going to bring you determination. It's going to bring you a wonderful initiative. Determination initiative is an initiative that you will have this month. It's all going to be about this particular thing. It's all going to be about this particular subject. It's who you are, why you're on this earth, you know, what your role is, what your purpose is, what is making you feel really happy, what is making you feel really excited, what is making you feel like what is making your energy to vibrate really powerfully. You know, this is all going to be playing an important role, and it's all kind of talking to you at the same time and letting you know about your own feelings and your own emotions about the world around you. You know, you are almost like, my Lord, you know, by the time you get to the actual end of June, you are almost gonna have a moment like, oh my Lord, of a rediscovery and discovery. And that in itself, it's going to bring you a wonderful moment of deep emotional feeling, you know, and it's just like basically it's just going to be connected to the actual new possibilities that you didn't kind of like, you weren't aware of before, new relationships, new approaches to old problems. But one particular problem, you know, it's just been in your life for the last 11 months indeed. So it is about this new approach to this old problem. It's also going to not only be fantastic for you, not only going to bring in new knowledge, but it's also going to connect you to new acquaintances. So there are some very important people that are also going to slowly enter your life this month, my gorgeous Libra, indeed. So this is really important. These people that are about to enter your life, they will be playing an important role, almost as it's like a rather sacred month, you know, because these people are also going to be having a very significant message for you, because these people are going to be people that are be playing a quiet, powerful role in times to come, not only when it comes to June, but then later on as well. So something really interesting is going to take place. And then on another hand, you know, you can expect a very powerful starting point, you know, very powerful starting point this month when it comes to the actual one specific day. You're going to feel like superb, you're going to feel like really like excited, you're going to feel very optimistic, you're going to feel really great, you're going to feel rather vavavoonish. And this is also the day, it may not be just one day, it could be like about, you know, 2 or 3 days, but it is just about the energy and the vibrancy will be very strong. This is going to reflect on your energy in general, so you will feel like you're flying, literally. And this is also kind of going to be completely connected to your own kind of like a transformational moment. You know, these are your little invisible wings that you're going to be having, your butterfly wings, isn't it? It's just wonderful. And this in itself is just going to kind of like give you more energy in order to achieve the most, you know. And this is the time when you need to pay attention to that one, you know, at some point you're actually going to have very much so it's almost like an adventure that is going to start with you being rather daring, and you're going to do something that you wouldn't normally do, and that is going to also kind of, oh my God, make you realize certain things, but it's also going to help you realize it and make you realize the whole world of possibilities that you wouldn't normally notice. It's about a new beginning, you know. So it starts like a daring situation, and then it becomes like pam pam pam, the beginning of an adventure, and something is going to take place that didn't take place in your life for a long time, and it's going to remind you of something rather precious and rather significant that you want to do and like you want to achieve when it comes to your life. And also, you know, it's about the new possibilities, you know, new option, new opportunity. You know, by the time you get to the end of the month, you are going to have a mind-blowing new opportunity with unlimited possibilities. You know, you're just gonna really have like your own rebirth moment, indeed. But then at the same time, it's just going to create a very powerful moment and point of a very healthy obsession. And I say I know obsession is a word like, oh my God, obsession, but when we find a very specific part of our lives that we should be paying attention to, this is just like a kind of like it brings so many feelings and emotions within us that we don't normally feel, or we don't normally have, or we don't normally kind of like get from such a high perspective. So this is all going to be kind of like a pretty much so talking to you within its realm, you know, throughout its spiritual you know, terms. Let me show you this. Look at this, my gorgeous Libra. This is why this is going to be so important. And again, see this? Absolutely brilliant. So it's also when it comes to finances, when it comes to personal security, this month it's also going to bring you financial health. So if you were worrying about your personal security and things like that, most certainly this month is going to be absolutely brilliant, and you're going to find out something very special about yourself. You're going to kind of like rediscover yourself again. You're going to find out something very special. Something is going to be pinpointed to you that you should be paying attention to. And now everything is going to change after that moment in time. In particular, when it comes to the actual 27th, 28th, 29th, and the 30th of June 2021. This is going to be the time when you're just going to be like, oh my God, you're not going to be able to forget about certain things, specific situations that you've actually went through this month, and this will be important. When it comes to your health, my gorgeous Libra, now this is like so interesting. It's just basically a little bit of like also like a sore throat, maybe, you know, because this area is quite sensitive here, so it's to do with the sore throat as well. You're not the only sign that is actually going to have a sore throat this month. So if you can get something like to basically like to make you feel better, and something that is going to boost your energy, and something that is just going to be so beneficial when it comes to your sore throat, would be like the actual camu, the natural camu powder. It's a very similar to organic acerola cherry powder, but camu powder, it's actually even higher in vitamin C, and this is where you need something like with the maximum levels of vitamin C, but it needs to be natural, because, you know, I don't like chemicals, I don't like fillers that they use, they put in certain supplements and things like that. So you just need to make sure to actually get a natural product, as natural as possible. So this is going to help to boost your immune system like in general, but also it's going to be brilliant when it comes to your throat, but it's also going to be fantastic when it comes to your energy as well. It's remarkable for so many other things as well, but of course this is something that you should be taking throughout the actual months. And yet again, your stomach, it's remarkable how many people and how many signs actually have this from month to month now. It's like a digestion, it's the stomach, like a little bit of like a sensitive stomach. So just make sure that you're drinking organic aloe vera juice. Make sure that you're promoting friendly bacteria as much as you can. Make sure that you're actually also like kind of like drinking some nice herbal teas, you know, like organic dandelion, organic nettle tea, and things like that. But also, above all, something like a natural vitamin B complex. I recommended this to you before. I know, because you had before like problems with the stomach and digestion, and so this is also quite important this month, just to take something like a natural vitamin B complex. But you need to make sure that B12 is made in a natural way within this B complex, and you need to make sure that the folic acid within this complex is made in a folate way, which is a natural version of folic acid. The natural version is folate, you see. So this is something that I would ask you to take, and it's also going to boost your energy, because I know that your energy levels are going to be a little bit low every now and then throughout the month of June. So this is something that is going to help you to increase your energy, and also it's going to be remarkable when it comes to a little bit of nervousness and stress that you will be going through this month. And also on another hand, it's going to be beneficial for your nervous system and entire digestive system as well. This is something I highly recommend you. And also the lower back, it's going to be quite sensitive, my gorgeous Libra, and your shoulders are going to be a little bit sensitive. So just make sure that you're doing the relevant exercises if you possibly can. Maybe if you can stretch yourself on a daily basis, just try to find out what you can do in order to make yourself feeling better. But also, of course, if you're like picking things up for living and things like that, just try to kind of avoid this avoid. If you're doing this for living that you can't avoid, but you can just like kind of take as much as precaution as possible. You need to take as much care as you possibly can when it comes to your lower back, because it's going to be quite sensitive. And on another hand, what I said before is just make sure that you sleep with a good quality pillow. This helps a lot, and sleep on your side helps a lot for your lower back in particular, but also by putting and placing the good quality pillow in between your legs, but specifically in between your knees. This is going to help your lower back to relax, you know, in a certain way, which is going to be very beneficial. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor. You just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Libra, or not. So now, going on the very first date that is going to be quite important this month, it's going to be the 4th of June. Now, the 4th of June, you will become aware, this is going to be like, oh my Lord, and it's not only the 4th of June, but it's in between the 1st and the 4th of June, 1, 2, 3, 4, you will become aware of the certain era, which era you shouldn't. First of all, you're going to become aware of the certain era that you made, and then at the same time, you're going to become aware of that you shouldn't repeat, So the bottom line is that you will become aware of an era which you shouldn't repeat, and it's important to say that at the same time, this created an obstacle, and it is going to create an obstacle, and the answer to that obstacle again is confidence. You need to have a confidence. You're going to be absolutely fine, okay, because this is pretty much so to do with the beginning of the next steps already without you even realizing. So you need to have a confidence, but also at the same time it's going to be connected to the certain negotiation, and this is going to see you out kind of, but in the best possible way, because this is the time when the new portal is already going to open. So it's connected to the certain negotiation, but also it's just pretty much so to do with your practical knowledge. Just remember what I said at the beginning of this reading. It's so much so to do with you, who you are. You're going to have an important, mind-blowing a reminder why you're here on this earth, but at the same time you will have like an amazing spiritual experience. You will not be able to tell what is going to happen to you. You will not be able to tell what exactly kind of happened, and specifically I will talk about this a little bit more later, in between 11th of June and the end of the month. This is the time when you will have a specific spiritual experience, like, oh my God, and something is going to happen to you. You will not be able to maybe even even explain what happened, but it's going to be remarkable, it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to help you to see things for what they are. And this is going to be like a big moment indeed. So now it's just also when it comes to the 4th of June, you know, just remember, I'm going back to the 4th of June. I know, I'm just like so confusing. Maybe, I hope I'm not, but I'm just going back to the 4th of June now again. Just also remember, it's not only the answer, your practical knowledge and negotiation in order not to repeat the same mistake. Just remember, this is a strong part of your spiritual journey, and the changes that you're already making, doing, you're already part of them. Very important thing to say is here is also to not to overanalyze the situation. Okay, the second important day, it's like, oh my God, this is when things are gonna just start like blowing up, but in a good way, in a spiritual way of blowing up. What's the next date? Pam, 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 11th of June, like, oh my God. This is the time when you're going to open your eyes. This is the time when the new portal is about to open, in particular, specifically when it comes to you. You're going to find out something so powerful about yourself, and you're not even going to realize what a strong part of your spiritual journey this is, because as the time goes by, you're not going to be able to stop thinking about it. So now, 11th of June is going to kind of bring you clarity. It's going to open your eyes, but it's also going to pinpoint you towards the direction without you even kind of being aware of it straight away, then and there. And this is just going to kind of all be relevant from the 11th of June until the end of that month. It's just absolutely remarkable. This is about your own self-discovery. This is the time when you're going to put your feet on the ground and feel so much better. This is the time when you're going to start feeling the strong sense of direction that you didn't feel before. This is the time when you're going to start living again. This is the time when you're going to start having your energy so powerful, and it's going to be vibrating like there is no tomorrow. Specifically, in particular, from the 11th June until the end of that month, most certainly, this is the time to show yourself. This is the time to jump in the water, because if you don't jump in the water, you will never learn how to swim. It's important because the balance is going to be absolutely perfect. This is the time when you're going to be noticed in between 11th of June and the end of that month. So if you want to kind of like find work, if you want a certain promotion, if you want to be noticed by certain people, if you want to discuss something important, you know, this is the time to do it. On another hand, what else I was going to absolutely recommend you would be fantastic. It's a black obsidian, my lord, because your psychic energy is going to be very open, because you are normally very psychic, my gorgeous Libra. I said this on many occasions. You are born psychic. Everybody is born psychic, but some of the signs are more kind of in tune, and some of the signs are less in tune, you know. So, but you most certainly are very psychic indeed. What is this going to do with June? Well, this is a big month when it comes to you. Whether you realize this or not, you're going to start the progress and process, and this is going to be mind-blowing. The second stage, as I said, is going to be September and October. A lot is going to be kind of pretty much so answered to you and obvious to you and evident to you, which is brilliant. And it's a gift that you get and gain through this vibration and energy of being a psychic, and you having your third eye, psychic eye wide open. But sometimes it's just draining our energy, you know. The certain people can drain our energy when they have like a very strong energy around them, and that can kind of influence and impact us in such a way where we kind of like are not ourselves. And you know, on one hand, we get so much, we gain so much by understanding a lot throughout the months because of this connection. But on another hand, it can affect our inspiration just a little tiny little bit when there are very strong people around us, or very strong energies around us. So black obsidian is a must, because it's going to help you to stay on top of the things in June and July. Also, it's going to be so important. It's going to help you to stay on top of the things, but it's also going to increase your inspiration. It's going to keep you on the right path, and most importantly, it's going to protect you from negative energy and negative people and negative vibrations. This gorgeous black obsidian comes with a sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below, my gorgeous Libra. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. So what else is 11th of June going to bring? Look, pam, ba-da-da-da-dum, pam, pam. again, finding. Oh my God, it's your finding. You're gonna find your life again. You're gonna find your happiness again. You're gonna find your also like emotional balance is gonna be like, oh my God, this is the time to express and to talk and to express yourself as much as you can, but also at the same time communicate. This is the time to start moving on with things. Just remember, the movement creates the energy. Very important indeed. 11th of June is going to bring you an opportunity. You're going to become aware of this opportunity, and this is so mind-blowing because it's to do exactly with your life, with an important part of your life, but also it's the answer to some kind of advancement, like, you know. At the same time, it's going to be connected to the certain request and the challenging situation, but most certainly this is going to be brilliant because you will know that this is going to help you in so many different ways. On one hand, you're going to be very wise from 11th of June until the end of that month. So it's going to be connected to the sound judgment, serene knowledge, but then at the same time, it's like some kind of common sense is going to prevail when it comes to you being uncertain and indecisive a little bit, because spiritually you're going to be penetrated, you know, really nicely, and that is also gonna bring the hidden emotion to the surface at it's the same time that you should pay attention to, because it's about your own practicality and analytical. You know, you need to be practical and analytical at the same time. This is very, very important because this is going to help you with those things, those parts of your life that are kind of like keeping you restrained. On another hand, you know, it's just about the time of success and gain. You are on the 11th of June also going to overcome a very, very difficult obstacle in your life, and this is just basically going to kind of be connected to this particular you talking with someone and you discussing something with someone. This is going to mean to you so much, because at the same time this is going to mark the end of your problem, very annoying problem. And it's not only that, something really important is going to come out of it, because you're going to realize that you just reached the full circle, and once you reach the full circle, you know, you will become aware of the things in your life that you're in self-denial about. What this is, it's most certainly going to become obvious here indeed, but it's also going to be connected to a rather important clarity. You know, you will be able to make an important choice, and just basically this is going to help you to move forward with your life. Okay, so now the third important date, my gorgeous Libra, and before I go there, I would highly recommend your rhodochrosite. It's absolutely one of the most powerful crystals you can basically get, because almost instantly it helps you to raise your energy. It helps you to raise your vibration. So when you feel low, when you feel negative, when you feel down, when you feel drained, when you feel uncertain, this crystal just helps you almost immediately to feel better, instantly. Emotionally, it's like, oh my Lord, like a big mama. So this is something I would highly kind of like suggest you to wear throughout June and July, but also every single time when you want to express yourself, when you want to talk but you don't feel like talking, if you feel low but you need to do something important and you feel uncertain and you need a little bit of confidence, this is absolutely a must crystal to have, because it's almost immediately going to boost your energy. This rhodochrosite comes with a gorgeous like a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. But buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. The last dates are 27, 28, 29 and 30 is what I was talking about. It's very, very important, because you are gonna feel very strongly and very firmly about changing your life, about taking the new page, you know, about stepping into the actual unknown with the bravery, you know, instead of like a feeling like a kind of uncertain, which can just drain your energy. You know, 27, 28, 29 and 30, you are basically gonna feel like a little bit sad and a little bit low and a little bit down, but then again at the same time, this is absolutely brilliant. Just remember that you are gonna have the power this month to look at your situation not only from a different angle, but also to act on it, because these feelings and emotions are actually gonna work in your favor. You've got a bit of a yin-yang moment, you know, and also, you know, you're gonna make a really big jump jump here at the same time, because you're gonna realize through somebody very special in your life, somebody very important in your life, you know, you're gonna realize exactly in which parts of your life you should invest. You need to invest, like in which parts of your life, what parts of your life you need to kind of put your more energy towards. So it's gonna work absolutely brilliantly, because you will know what needs to go. It's to do with that adjustment and cutting something out of your life that no longer serve you anymore. You know, this is about a wise investments, but at the same time it's about your transformation, clearing away the old to make a way for the new. It's about a certain alteration that is actually going to take place, but most certainly you are going to do something rather brave and important, in particular when it comes to the actual revisiting the old plan. It's going to be playing a significant role here. I must not forget, revisiting an old plan, it's also going to be playing an important role when it comes to actually taking the next steps on these days, and also is to do with the bold and ambitious choices. You know, it's fantastic because it's with an expansion with your plans, and most certainly moving forward with your life. Okay, so now my gorgeous Libra, I'm just going to see what is going to happen briefly in the first part of June, mid-June, and the last part of June. So the first part of June, my lord, it's like pretty much so very strong connection in between you and like a meditation. If you can possibly like meditate and contemplate, it would be absolutely brilliant, because a lot is going to come out a lot is going to come to you, and there is the certain wisdom that you're going to get through this, because something is going to be kind of repeatedly kind of keep on coming into your mind when you're kind of meditating and contemplating. But apart from that, there is just so much that you're actually going to find out, because you're going to be spiritually open. Look at this. This is going to lead towards something very specific and personal to you, that it's also going to lead towards your own empowerment. Very important, my gorgeous Libra, and at the same time, blessings. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Blessings. The mid part of the actual June is just like basically there is going to be the actual event that is going to come up, and it's going to look like you got plenty of time to like kind of like go do this like and this and that, but it's almost going to make you feel like, oh no, I can do this the next time, I can do this in a month, you know. But most certainly I want to say this, that the mid-June is going to bring events that are going to require immediate action. Okay, so it's to do with you trusting your instinct, but also you just need to remember to stay focused. The last part of June is just basically going to bring a little bit of sudden and unexpected change, and it's going to require from you to kind of pay attention to the certain options, and these options you will need to kind of really kind of don't rush with these options at the end of the month. Just look at the options really carefully, you know. It's very, very important. Okay, so now my gorgeous Libra, I'm just going to see what is going to happen with those of you in relationship for the month of June, my gorgeous Libra. So for those of you in relationships, you know what, this is quite important. Yeah, Queen of Wands, this is quite important, because you are, and Page of Pentacles, surprise, surprise. This is important because, you know, you need to understand that there is some kind of effort for the couples, for Libras. There is some kind of effort that you're gonna need to do. So it's gonna come with a little tricky situation, because it's gonna, oh my God, you're both gonna think like, oh, I had enough, blah blah blah. But then you just need to remember that you are both on a path as well. You're both on a journey as well together, a very specific, powerful journey. And you just need to remember that a certain effort will need to continue until the full success is attained. This is something that I need you to remember, because it's going to bring you a reason to celebrate, a reason to be excited, a reason to be really, really happy, because at the same time it's going to bring you hope, faith, and a really, really powerful, mind-blowing, big mama inspiration. There is some kind of like a situation that is going to take place out of this by the end of the month. So you're both gonna have a really important option and opportunity which is about to change your life. Okay, so now my gorgeous Libra, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are single and ready to mingle, my gorgeous Libra. So this is for those of you who are single. Oh la la, you see, this is interesting, but now this is the time of changes, is the time of you like really kind of like doing as much as you possibly can, is the time of relationships, it's the time of realizing things, it's the time of finding out things. You know, there are a couple of situations that are going to take place again karmically. You know, you will go through quite deep and emotional things. First of all, you will think that you're ready for the relationship, and then you will think that you're not ready for the relationship, and then you're going to think that you're ready for the relationship again, and then you're going to realize that you need to let someone go. Maybe this is someone from the past that is just still kind of holding on in your mind, you know, in your thoughts. You know, you're very deep and spiritual and powerful, so you need to kind of let them go. Or it's going to be somebody who's just going to come briefly, and then you're going to realize that this is not the right person for you. However, by the time you say this is, look, you see the Tower, this is exactly because it's like an unexpected situation, and it's not really the time to actually go out there and find the love of your life. But there is something very special and specific about yourself that you're going to be kind of paying attention to. It's very important to really completely feel ready, because I don't think that you're going to feel ready completely this month, because a lot is going to be happening, a lot is going to be going on, and there is not going to be the person, the love of your life that is going to come up this month. But what is going to happen when you hear about your own success, this is when the world comes in. When you hear about your own success, you know, this is also going to require from you to make the next steps. The next steps that you are going to make, you know, are going to be connected to the ultimate change, and the ultimate change is going to bring you somebody very special into your life, you know, and somebody who is going to make a huge massive impact and huge massive role. So it's not going to happen this month, but this month is going to play a huge massive significant role. So when you become aware of your own achievement, something from before, something that you have been working on, this is going to create the moment of like an ultimate change. This ultimate change is going to be connected to you making the certain step, the next steps, which are going to put you on the path with this person. Whether this is going to be July, when this person is going to come up, most certainly in July, you're going to become aware of the new people in your life, my gorgeous Libra. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love you all so much. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Libra. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.